Hello and good morning. We're officially doing Unit 10, Day 4 today. Yay! So Unit 10, Day 4, we're going to go ahead and get started. Today we have another demo word, and that demo word is formulate. Formulate. Okay, so we're going to talk about that word, what it has in it, sentence and meaning. You need to be writing these with me. Write this word with me, marking it up with me. Okay, so our first word is formulate. Okay, so formulate. Okay, formulate. And what it means to formulate is to think carefully, about something and make a plan. Okay, so when you're making a plan that you've thought really long and hard about, the good word to use is, formulate. Okay, so formulate a plan on how to do your homework the most efficiently. Formulate a plan to stop world hunger, right? So formulate is to think about carefully and then make a plan to go and do that thing. Okay? Again, pause if you're not ready to move on, but we're going to go to marking this word up next. So we're going to write it again. Formulate. Okay? And let's talk about how is this word made up? Let's talk about syllables. Let's talk about vowels. So, if you're looking at your vowels, the first ones you have are the O and the U. Okay? O and the U. Now, you look at what is separating the O and the U, right? So, you have an R and an M. Thinking about this word and looking at it, I've already said it, so you already know how to pronounce it. So, we know okay, so we can either split between the R and the M or after the M for this first syllable. Okay, so it could be for, and then you have formulate, or it could be formulate. So whichever way you say the word, really, both ways are correct. But either way, you need to make sure that this U is an open syllable, because when we say the word, that U says its name, right? So U, it says formulate. So we know this has to be open. So if we keep this M with the first syllable and we have form as our first syllable, what kind of syllable would that be? Well, let's look at our vowel. Is it open? Is it closed? What is it? It is an R-controlled vowel. It doesn't say ah, it doesn't say o, it says or together as a pair. So this is an R-controlled vowel syllable. Then you have our open one we talked about with this U. When a vowel is open and it says its name, it gets a macron. Okay, so we know the U says its name. And then the last one, what kind of syllable do we have here? Let's look at our vowel. Is it open? Is it closed? Does it say its name? What's happening here? Well, it does say its name. The A says A, but how does it say A? It's not open like this U. It says A because this is a vowel consonant E syllable, right? You have a vowel, consonant, and an E over here. Okay, so when you have a vowel consonant E, you cross out the E because it is silent, and then A, says its name in late. So that is how you would mark up formulate. Alright, now to review our sight words from yesterday or the day before. The sight words we have for this unit are other, another, earth, and answer. Okay? So write those again for me so we can get them in our brains. Remember those. You'll probably have to pause to write those if you need to. We're going to keep it moving. Okay, so day 4. We've talked about formulate. We've talked about what's happening with that word. Today is going to be, again, a lot of dictation practice. We've talked about everything we need to talk about in order to spell these words and write these words. So we're just going to go and I'm going to say some words. I want you to try and write them before I write them. That's the goal. If you just wait for me to write them, you're not learning anything, right? You're just copying. So I want you tapping these sounds, listening, and really working hard to spell these words on your own, okay? The first word we're going to write is burlap. Burlap, okay? Burlap is a fabric that they actually make like old school potato sacks out of. I'll show you. Let me add a picture. Okay, this is burlap. So you can see here in this bag that I'm kind of focusing in on, that is what they call a burlap sack. Burlap is used, it used to be used for like potatoes. They would put potatoes in a burlap sack. Nowadays it's more used as just like a pretty fabric. It's less actually used for a purpose. But this is what burlap is. Oh, I told you guys how to spell it. We're going to spell it together anyway, okay? So burlap. So let's think about that first syllable. What's our first syllable in burlap? Bur, okay? So you have b, b, b. Then you have that sound we've been talking about. And in this word, it sounds like it's just an R, R, right? But when you have an actual word that you can't just put R, because it would be more of a brr instead of burr, okay? Like brush. It's a different sound. So when you hear that burlap, burr, in this word, there has to be a vowel that comes with it. So what are our options for sounds? Well, we have ER, we have IR, and we have UR, okay? So we've got to figure out what's going to go in here. But let's finish our word first. So we know it's and then your last syllable is lap. P. Okay? P. So burlap. So now, if you didn't see from the last slide what I put up here, I showed you the word and I cheated. Which do you think looks better? Which looks right? Have you ever seen this word before? So would it be ER, burlap, IR, burlap, or UR, burlap? Which one looks the best? It is actually UR. So BURLAP is burlap. Okay, so looking at the word burlap, we're going to mark it up really quickly. So what's your first syllable? Burr. Second syllable is lap. Looking at burr, what kind of syllable is it? Look at your vowel. It is R controlled, so you're going to circle, UR go together. Looking at this next one, look at your vowel. Is it closed? Is it open? Is it vowel consonant E? It is just closed, okay? Basic syllable structure. Closed, so A says ah, so it gets a breve. Alright, the next word we're going to do is clover, clover, clover. So you should be writing the word clover, clover. Okay, so what's your first syllable? Clo. Let's break down those sounds. K, o, o. K, o, o. Then your second syllable was ver, clover. So v, v, v. Now at the end of a word, what is going to give us that sound usually? Okay? Think about all the words you know at the end. Border, dumpster, printer. What is that sound typically? It is E-R. Okay? E-R. So, now, we figured out what our syllables were. It was clover. So we can go ahead and scoop here. Clover. Looking at our first syllable. Let's go to our vowel, which would be the O here. Okay? Clo. Is this vowel open? Is it closed? Is there anything behind it? Is it vowel consonant E? What's happening? It is open because it says O. We know that it's open. So it's open. This says O, so it gets a macron, and your second syllable is ver. So what is happening with this syllable or this vowel right here? Open, closed. What is it? It is R controlled. Okay, E-R-R controlled. All right. We're going to do one more together, and then I'm going to give you like 3 or 4 I want you to mark up on your own. One more. The last one is going to be organic. Organic. Okay? So I want you to try and write that. Syllables break down pretty easily. Or is your first syllable. So what's going to give you or? Gan, g, an, is your second syllable. And ick, ick. How do you put ick at the end of a word? Okay, a multi-syllable word that ends with ick. We talked about it a long time ago. Okay, so or. How do you spell or? Gan, g, an, that welded sound, and ick at the end of a word. Like public. Is spelled I-C. Just I-C. Okay? Alright. So our syllables were or, gan, ick. What kind of syllable is this? It is R controlled. What kind of syllable is this? Your A is closed in. And A and N are that welded sound that stick together because it doesn't really say ah, it says eh. So it's a welded sound. And then ick is a closed. I says eh. Okay? All right. I'm going to give you 3 words that I would like you to mark up on your own. So you don't have to worry about spelling them. You just have to worry about scooping them and marking them up. First one is going to be, and I'm not going to say these words because I want you to mark them up using the vowels. And the last one is and if you don't know what any of these mean, please look up the meaning. That'll be great for your vocab skills. So mark up, scoop, mark up the whole thing, and then upload your document to Google or send it to me some way. Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.